Hey guys, it's Miss Champagne here. I wanted to create this video in hopes of helping a few parents out um, who aren't familiar with our online platforms or how to maybe log into Clever, AR testing, Epic, any just online platforms so that you could visually see it for yourself. I know sometimes when I'm messaging you, it's hard to just picture in your head what I'm talking about, so I wanted to make a video for you guys tonight. And I'm going to be discussing how to log into Epic, how they can utilize their account. Yes, they can still take AR tests from what I'm being told. So I want to go over that with you. And I also want to go over logging into Clever, what it looks like from my perspective and theirs, what we look at when we go into Reading Plus, how we can monitor their progress, talk a little bit about Zone for Miss Ivy. So let's begin. So the first thing I want to talk about is Epic. I will log out real quick. And when you go to Epic, this website will pull up. So you can type in Epic, you can type in Epic Books. Usually Epic Books does the trick. So if I type in Epic Books, it generates this, and I will click this website, getepic.com. And this site comes up, and you will click Login. And students and educators will click right here. We use Epic daily. The students should remember the code. If they do not remember the code off the top of their head, because I know it's been a few weeks since we've joined, it is ULH, all lowercase letters, 2711. So we'll put in that code and we'll click go. And then it'll generate a page with every student that I have in my class. So I should have all 52 kids in here. So they'll look for their account. They will click it and they can start reading. Now, the thing with Epic is they do have videos on Epic. I did not allow the kids to watch those. I said absolutely not. They could use the books and the library books. Obviously, library is not an option. So I did want to share this with them because I know they like to read on Epic and they can take AR tests with them. A lot of them accumulated points doing it this way. And if it's too low on their level, it will require a password. And I tell them, nope, if it's too low and I have to put in a password, find a different book. It needs to be on their AR level. If they have any questions regarding that, you could shoot me an email. I can pull up their AR level for you. So that's just a general rule. I also told them in class they were not allowed to do AR until all their weekly or daily lessons were done. So usually after our ELA lesson, they had a silent reading time during tech. In rotation, so they were allowed to get on Epic and do AR testing. So I know they're at home; they have a little bit more flexibility, and that is your call as to how you want to do it. But I have always told them they could not do AR until after our ELA lesson was done. And obviously, this week it's just Reading Plus, so that is completely fine. Also, next, I want to talk about Clever. So I'm going to log out real quick. General rule when you click Clever, this is not my work computer. So I have to type in Clever login and it pulls these links up and it's going to be the first one that says Clever login. And you want to make sure they're in the right district. So Charter Schools USA, you want to make sure they're at the right charter school or it will not log them in. Sometimes students have problems logging in when it's not in the right district. So always double check the district. And then you're going to click login with Clever. When we let out of school on March 13th, I let my homeroom students take their Clever cards home. I was getting new students. They weren't always remembering their login information. So I had made laminated cards for everyone. I told them to take it home if they needed it. When they log in, just scan the Clever badge right here. They would hold the card up in the front and it would give a check mark and log them in. However, if they know their login, they can just type it in and go. So that is the case here. I will log in. And their logins are usually a generation or a combination of numbers and the password that is set. So just a quick homepage, when they log in, this is what it looks like. They have apps up and down the screen that we use for various reasons, but in particular, I'm going to pay attention to the favorites and what we use in 5th grade, particularly either daily or what they're going to be using now. So they have LearnZillion, which is ELA. We have Common Lit, which is reading comprehension, vocabulary. iReady, You can do reading and math on here. In Edulastic, we can also assign online work through Edulastic in any subject. So between Common Lit and Edulastic, in the next couple of weeks, if I say, okay, this week you'll do Reading Plus on top of sign into Edulastic and complete the quiz I assigned to you under your ELA tab, it will then automatically grade it when they are done. And Common Lit, again, I can assign passages, questions on there along with iReady, and they would go in and complete the assigned work. So then next we have the Zoom, which if you are attending the lives with me every Monday at 1 p.m., they have it on their Clever. They should be able to click it and join the meeting with the code, and it should put them in with me. Again, Miss Ivy's are on Friday, so the same thing. They should be able to join in with them. And Reading Plus. This particular program is one that I have assigned every single week. When school was in session, when we were sitting in class, they had to do 5 C readers and 2 vocabulary. And I bumped it down to 3 because I understand distance learning isn't always easy, and I didn't want to overwhelm them. So I said 3 C readers and 2 vocabulary that are required. We do keep track of all this monitor progress inside of PowerSchool, not so much for grades, but just so we can track the progress of who's doing what and who's not doing what, so we can see, okay, maybe there's a pattern, but we'll just send a quick message, check in, see how things are going if we noticed while tracking online things weren't getting done, or a little bit of an encouragement just to keep you going, because we know sometimes they're not in their normal routine. So we can track it online. I don't have Zern on mine, but Miss Ivy does because she teaches math. So Zern would also be up here for the students. They would be able to click Zern. When they log into Zern, it'll have the lesson on the main screen. And each lesson is broken down into 4 parts. They have the number gym, which is kind of like a fluency. They have a sprint, which is another fluency. They have the math chart, which is the 3rd section of it. It's basically the concept development, the main check of the lesson. And then they have the Tower of Power, which is the exit ticket. They cannot go on to the next lesson until they are done with the Tower of Power. So maybe they logged in and started, and they're saying, oh, I completed one, but they haven't moved ahead. They have to complete that Tower of Power, which is that last section, to go to the next lesson, and then it will move into the next lesson on their home screen. Again, Miss Ivy can monitor that and check that just as I can with Reading Plus. But I'm just going to go ahead and click Reading Plus just so y'all can see a little bit of what I see. It gives me a home screen. When I log in, I have my classes, my students. Obviously, you can see we made a big jump. This was spring break week, and then between here, but we had 100%, and then now we've dipped back down. I have some alerts, but I will check those in a bit. The usage is what I can click to monitor progress. It will show me exactly how many C readers you did, exactly how many vocabulary you did. So if I'm assigning 3 C readers, which are the lessons, and 2 vocabulary, and you've only completed 1 lesson and 1 vocabulary, I can see that, and I can also see what color you made on the lesson. On top of that, you as a parent, if you ask your child to pull up a Reading Plus or Zern, you will see what lesson they are on, and if you go into Reading Plus, it'll be checked off. So if I'm saying complete 3 C readers, but you only see 1 checked off, and if I'm saying complete 2 vocabulary and you see none or 1 checked off, they need to finish that. But if you see that it's all checked off, all 3 lessons and 2 vocabulary have a check mark in each box, it will show that they're done. Again, if they're on hold, I get the alerts right here. I don't always know that they're on hold until I log in, and I don't always check it all day, every day. So it is a big, it would be a big help if you could say, or when the child is on hold, say, have them tell you so that you can message me so that I can take them off hold immediately, because I don't want them to be on hold on a Monday and me not check it till a couple of days later. One second. Sorry, the lights went out for some reason. And me not check it till the end of the week, and they have missed out on all those lessons because I wasn't aware that they were on hold. That hinders them. They are often on hold when things progress either too slow, maybe they're just not paying attention and they're not staying engaged and it lags and cuts them off, or maybe they're going too fast. They're skipping through the questions too fast, just trying to get done. And usually you can tell if they're on hold and they have a red, that's usually because they weren't paying attention. But But if they're on hold and they have a green, it's usually because they knew the material or they were just trying to get through but knew it. It just depends. You would have to look at the color of the lesson. And it also gives them a breakdown of time on my screen as to how long it took. So that's just a few things that I wanted to go over with you. So we've discussed Epic, how to log into Epic, and I've shown you how they can log into Clever and what their dashboard should look like on Clever, everything. So Zern, Reading Plus, everything we assign online will be out of Clever. Everyone should be able to get in if they have internet access. They should know their login. You can do these through phone or iPad, but I will say if you do these on iPad, you're going to have to download the iReady app and the other little apps, because if you go to Clever and click these, it's not always going to open it. So make sure you have the apps downloaded and then go into Clever, and then you should be able to click it and it should open up through the app. It sounds a little bit complicated, and I apologize, but they are allowed to do it through phone if you don't have a computer. But again, I will add, you can check out electronic devices from LCCA. If you email Dr. Quibido, they are giving us that, but you as a parent have to directly email Dr. Quibido. If you don't email Dr. Quibido, you won't have that. So again, if you do need technology, please take advantage of that. Highly encourage it. So that is all I have for you today. I hope this video helps the majority of you trying to figure out this online stuff with us. Again, I really, really know it's a lot to take in, and me always explaining through message isn't always the easiest thing of how to do this or where to go for this. So I hope this video gives a little bit of insight as to what they should be doing, how they should be logging in, what they know, what they don't know. It is stuff that we've used daily in the classroom: Zern daily, Reading Plus daily, iReady daily, LearnZillion daily, Edulastic at least once a week, if not more. So it's everything they are already familiar with. So again, I hope this helps, and have a great night.